Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of finding hope through faith. I hope everybody is finding their day to be everything that they want it to be. And you're walking the right path, if you will, for whatever that means to you. Last time we were together, we did a little bit of Deuteronomy and then some Book of Enoch. So I think we're going to do that again. Today, I read like a chapter of Deuteronomy, then switch over to Enoch. That one was wild. Last time we were together, we talked about the angels coming down and meeting with the earth people and making these giants. So, I don't know, man. That's kind of weird. But I feel like it's like we think that they're giants, but if they're legit, like there really were Nephilim here on the earth, then a lot of the things we're seeing it could be that, like this massive rock formations and things, massive snakes. It's like people are finding all kind of stuff, and it's wild. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, this is Deuteronomy chapter 12. These are the statutes and decrees which you must be careful to observe in the land which the Lord, the God of your fathers, has given you to occupy, as long as you live on its soil. Destroy without fail every place on the high mountains, on the hills, and under every leafy tree where the nations you are to dispose worship their gods. Tear down their altars, smash their sacred pillars, destroy by fire their sacred poles, and shatter the idols of their gods, that you may stamp out the remembrance of them in any such place. That this is not how you are to worship the Lord your God. Instead, you shall resort to the place which the Lord your God chooses out of all your tribes and designate as his dwelling, and there you shall bring your holocausts and sacrifices, your tithes and personal contributions, your votive and free will offerings, and the firstlings of your heads and flocks. There too, before the Lord your God, you and your families shall eat and make merry over all your undertakings, because the Lord your God has blessed you. You shall not do as we are doing here. You shall not do as we are now doing here. Everyone does what seems right to himself. Since you have not yet reached your resting place, the heritage which the Lord your God will give you, but after you have crossed the Jordan and dwell in the land which the Lord your God is giving you as heritage, when he has given you rest from all of your enemies round about, and you live in their security, then to this place which the Lord your God chooses as a dwelling place for his name, you shall bring all the offerings I command you, your holocausts and sacrifices, your tithes and personal contributions, and every special offering you have vowed to the Lord. You shall make merry before the Lord your God with your sons and daughters, your male and female slaves, as well as with the Levite who belongs to your community but has no share of his own in your heritage. Take care not to offer up your holocaust in any place you fancy, but offer them up in a place where the Lord chooses from among your tribes. There you shall make whatever offering I enjoin upon you. However, in any of your communities you may slaughter and eat to your heart's desire as much meat as the Lord your God has blessed you with. And the unclean as well as the clean may eat it, as they do the gazelle or the deer. Only you shall not partake of the blood. You must pour it on the ground like water. Moreover, you shall not in your own communities partake of your tithe of grain or wine or oil, of the firstborn of your herd of flock, of any offering you have vowed, of freewill offerings, or of your personal contributions. There you must eat before the Lord your God in the place he chooses, along with your son and daughter, your male and female slave, and the Levite who belongs to your community. And there, before the Lord, you shall make merry over all your undertakings. Take care also that you do not neglect a Levite as long as you live in the land. After the Lord your God has enlarged your territory, as he promised you, when you wish meat for food, you may eat it at will, to your heart's desire. And if the place which the Lord your God chooses for the abode of his name is too far, you may slaughter in the manner I have told you of any of your herd of flock that is the Lord has given you, and eat it to your heart's desire in your own community. You may eat it as you would the gazelle or the deer, the unclean and the clean, eating it alike. But make sure that you do not partake of the blood, for blood is life, and you shall not consume this seat of life with the flesh. Do not partake of the blood, therefore, but pour it on the ground like water. Abstain from it, that you and your children after you may prosper for doing what is right in the sight of the Lord. However, any sacred gifts or votive offerings that you may have, you shall bring with you to the place which the Lord chooses, and there you must offer both the flesh and the blood of your holocausts on the altar of the Lord your God. Of your other sacrifices, the blood indeed must be poured out against the altar of the Lord your God, but their flesh may be eaten. Be careful to heed all these commandments I enjoin on you, that you and your descendants may always prosper for doing what is good and right in the sight of the Lord your God. When the Lord your God removes the nations from your way as you advance to dispose them, be on your guard. Otherwise, once they have been wiped out before you and you have replaced them and are settled in their land, you will be lured into following them. Do not inquire regarding their gods. How did these nations worship their gods? I too would do the same. You shall not thus worship the Lord your God, because they offered their glory every abomination that the Lord detests, even burning their sons and daughters to the gods. That's kind of rough. Let's go on to number 13. Every command that I enjoin on you, you shall be careful to observe, neither adding it or subtracting from it. If there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer who promises you a sign of wonder, urging you to follow other gods whom you have not known, and to serve them, even though the sign of or wonder he has foretold you come to pass, pay no attention to the words of that prophet or the dreamer. For the Lord, your God, is testing you to learn whether you really love him with all of your heart and with all of your soul. The Lord your God shall you follow and shall you heed, serving him and holding fast to him alone. But that prophet or that dreamer shall be put to death, because in order to lead you astray from the way which the Lord your God has directed you to take, he has preached apostasy from the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt and ransomed you from that place of slavery. Thus you shall purge the evil from your midst. If your own full brother, or your son or daughter, or your beloved wife, or your intimate friend, has to mean something different, entices you secretly to serve other gods, whom you and your fathers have not known, gods of any other nations, near at hand or far away from one end of the earth to the other, do not yield to him or listen to him, nor look with pity upon him to spare or shield him, but kill him. Your hand shall be the first raised to slay him. The rest of the people shall join in with you. You shall stone him to death, because he sought to lead you astray from the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, that place of slavery. And all Israel, hearing of it, shall fear and never again do such evil as this in your midst. If in any of the cities which the Lord your God gives you to dwell in, you hear it said that certain scoundrels have sprung up among you and have led astray the inhabitants of the city to serve other gods whom you have not known, you must inquire carefully into the matter and investigate it thoroughly. If you find that it is true, and and an established fact that this abomination has been committed in your midst, you shall put the inhabitants of that city to the sword, dooming the city and all life that is in it, even as cattle to the sword. Having heaped up all its spoils in the middle of the square, you shall burn the city with all its spoils as a whole burnt offering to the Lord your God. Let it be a heap of ruins forever, never to be rebuilt. You shall not retain anything that is doomed, that the blazing wrath of God, of the Lord, may die down, and he may show you mercy, and in his mercy for you may multiply as you multiply you, as he promised your fathers on oath. Because you have heeded the voice of the Lord your God, keeping all his commandments, which I enjoin on you today, doing what is right in his sight. Wow, that's... Woo! Just kill them all. Kill all the blasphemers. I mean, stoning them. I mean, that's what happened in those days, I guess. A lot of people died, but now there's so many different ones. Like, you can't do that now. You can't just stone people to death and kill the whole city and burn it to the ground. Like, people get led astray. But it says right here we're supposed to do that, right? So, what are you supposed to do? You can't just kill people. It says it right there. Thou shalt not kill. And then we're going to kill people. I don't know. Does that make sense? But I believe nobody's leading me astray. So that's good. And okay, so we're in Enoch chapter 8. So we flip to the back of the book. Now we're going to get into Enoch chapter 8. All right. And Azazel taught men to make swords and knives and shields and breastplates, and made known to them the metals of earth and the art of working them, and bracelets and ornaments, and the use of antimony, and the beautifying of the eyelets, and all kinds of costly stones, and all coloring tinctures. And there arose much godlessness, and they committed fornication, and they were led astray, and became corrupt in all their ways. Semja taught enhancements and root cuttings. Okay. So yeah, all these people, Ezekiel, the knowledge of the clouds. I don't know how to pronounce all these. So I'm just going to go through what they did. So one person taught enchantments and root cuttings. One person, the resolving of enchantments. One person taught astrology. One person taught the constellations. One person, the knowledge of the clouds. One person, the signs of the earth. One person, the signs of the sun. These are different people. And the course of the moon. As men perished, they cried, and their cry went up to heaven. Okay. And then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw much blood being shed upon the earth, and all lawlessness being wrought upon the earth. And they said to one another, the earth made without inhabitant cries the voice of their city, cries the voice of their crying up to the gates of heaven. And now to you, the holy ones of heaven, the souls of men make their suit, saying, bring our cause before the Most High. And they said to the Lord of the ages, Lord of lords, God of gods, King of kings, and God of the ages, the throne of thy glory standeth unto all the generations of the ages, and thy name holy and glorious and blessed unto all the ages. Thou hast made all things, and power over all things hast thou. And all things are naked and open in thy sight, and thou seest all things, and nothing can hide itself from thee. Thou seest what Azazel hath done, who hath taught all the unrighteousness on earth, and revealed the eternal secrets which were preserved in heaven, which men were striving to learn. And Semja I'm not sure, to whom thou hast given authority to bear rule over his associates. And they have gone to the daughters of men upon earth, and have slept with the women, and have defiled themselves, and revealed to them all kinds of sin. And the women have borne giants, and the whole earth has thereby been filled with the blood and unrighteousness. And now behold, the souls of those who have died are crying and making their suit to the gates of heaven. And their lamentations have ascended, and cannot cease, because of the lawless deeds which are wrought on the earth. And thou knowest all things before they come to pass, and thou seest these things, and thou doest suffer them, and thou doest not say to us what we are to do to them in regard to these. On to chapter 10. Then the Most High, the Holy and Great One, spake, and said, Uriel to the son of Lamech, and said to him, Go to Noah, and tell him in my name, hide thyself, and reveal to him the end that is approaching, that the whole earth will be destroyed, and a deluge is about to come upon the earth, and will destroy all that is on it. And now instruct him that he may escape, and his seed may be preserved for all generations of the world. And again the Lord said to Raphael, Bind Azazel hand and foot, and cast him into the darkness, and make an opening in the desert, which is in, I don't know, Duodel, I don't know, and cast him therein, and place upon him rough and jagged rocks, and cover him with darkness, and let him abide there forever, and cover his face, that he may not see light. And on the day of the great judgment he shall be cast into fire. And heal the earth, which the angels have corrupted, and proclaim the healing of the earth, that they may heal the plague, and all the children of men may not perish, through all the secret things that the watchers have disclosed and have taught their sons. And the whole earth has been corrupted through the works that were taught by Azazel. To him ascribe all sin. And Gabriel said to the Lord, Proceed against the bastards and the reprobates, and against the children of fornication, and destroy the children of fornication and the children of the watchers from amongst men, and cause them to go forth. Send them one against the other, that they may destroy each other in battle. For a length of days shall they not live, and no request that they, i.e. their fathers, make of thee shall be granted unto their fathers on their behalf. For they hope to live in an eternal life, and that each one of them will live 500 years. And the Lord said unto Michael, Go, bind Simza and his associates, who have united themselves with women, so as to have defiled themselves with all of their uncleanliness. And when their sons have slain one another, and they have seen the destruction of their beloved ones, bind them fast for 70 generations in the valleys of earth, till the day of their judgment and of their consummation, till the judgment that is forever and ever is consummated. In those days they shall be led off to the abyss of fire, and to the torment and the prison in which they shall be confined forever. And whosoever shall be condemned and destroyed will go thenceforth be bound together with them to the end of all generations, and destroy all spirits of the reprobate and the children of the watchers, because they have wronged mankind. Destroy all wrong from the face of the earth, and let every evil work come to an end, and let the plant of righteousness and truth appear, and it shall prove a blessing. The works of righteousness and truth shall be planted in truth and joy forevermore. And then shall all the righteous escape, and shall live till they beget thousands of children, and all the days of their youth and their old age shall they complete in peace. And then shall the whole earth be tilled in righteousness, and shall be all planted with trees, and be full of blessing. And all the desirable trees shall be planted on it, and they shall plant vines on it, And the vine which they plant therein shall yield wine in abundance. And as for all the seed which is sown thereon, each measure of it shall bear 1,000, and each measure of olives shall yield 10 presses of oil. And cleanse thou the earth from all oppression, and from all unrighteousness, and from all sin, and from all godlessness, and all the uncleanliness that is wrought upon the earth, destroy from the earth. And all the children of men shall become righteous, and all the nations shall offer adoration and shall praise me, and all shall worship me, and the earth shall be cleansed from all defilement, and from all sin, and from all punishment, and from all torment, and I will never again send them upon it from generation to generation and forever. He's pissed. God is not happy. That's the most pissed I think I've seen God or read about it. Cleanse it. Kill everything. Wipe the face of the earth from all badness. That's like, whew, that conversation. Being on the receiving end of that conversation, the amount of gravity that had. The conversation is it's like, I see what's going on. This is wicked and evil. It needs to be cleansed. And God's like, yes, let's do it. The deluge. So those angels had to come down, man. They had to come down and mess with the earth people. Couldn't just stay away. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to continue more next time with both parts. Other than that, have a good day.